Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Hey, it's Charles. I just wanted to tell you two extremely exciting things that happened to me recently. I got a phone call from my buddy Ljuben. Ljuben is a celebrity press writer and reporter here in Serbia and actually works for a newspaper, a Serbian newspaper in Frankfurt, Germany. He called me and sent me a text message and told me that I am invited to go to dinner with Her Royal Highness Princess Karadjordjevic. She is the wife of Vladimir, or His Royal Highness Prince Vladimir Karadjordjevic, and she does a lot of things here in Serbia. She's created a humanitarian organization, just like her mother-in-law, Princess Cather Karadjordjevic. They both have different humanitarian organizations. They help Serbians raise money for Serbian children in need. She also is head of an organization to help preserve the Orthodox faith and Orthodox churches throughout Serbia. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman, and I'm extremely honored to go to dinner with her. And I'm a hillbilly, for God's sakes. What am I going to wear? Holy crap. I haven't worn a tie for 3.5 years, since I got out of the car business. You know, I've got a little bit of a phobia wearing something tight around my neck, you know, having that last button. Oh, God, I don't know what I'm going to do, you know. I get goosebumps thinking about it. So I'm going to have to look nice and be very professional, you know. Going to dinner with the queen, or the princess, for God's sakes. Totally honored. Who would have thought, you know. The other cool thing that's going to happen to me, I get to meet Playboy Playmate centerfold of December 2009, Crystal Harris. Now she's Crystal Harris Hefner, Hugh Hefner's new wife. I get to meet her. She is going to be interviewed by my buddy, and he's going to bring me there, so I'm going to get to meet her, you know. How cool is that? Hugh Hefner's wife, a Playboy Playmate, and me. Woohoo! Unreal, man. You know, I'm never going to be able to quit smiling, you know. Get to meet two wonderful, important ladies from two totally different walks of life, man. How is this possible, you know? For me, here in Serbia, I don't know what I would do without Serbia. You know, I mean that. When I look back and I see everything that's happened in my life in the last 3 years, since I first experienced Serbia, May 28th, 2010 is the first day of my new life, you know. And I mean that. I'm not just saying that crap, you know. Serbia to me is extremely important. It is everything to me right now, you know. I was born in the United States, in the middle of the United States. I'm a very proud American citizen. I love my country, and if I was not an American, I wouldn't be able to come here and to stay here, you know, like I have. But inside my heart is half Serbian, man. It really, really is. I mean that. You know, I feel like there's some connection in me for this country. You know, I feel so at home here. You know, I miss my family back home. I miss my friends back home. But you know, I feel really, really accepted here, and really, really respected here. And you know, it makes me emotional to even talk about that. You know, and I started all this. When I look back how it started off some stupid little video, some 1-minute clip that I made, my opinion of Serbia, because I was fed up with all the crap that I'd heard about Serbia. You know, all the propaganda I read before I went to Serbia. When I returned home, I was checking the internet, looking for information on Serbia, more information, all crap, you know, I found, and it pissed me off. So I made that short little video. After that, I've had thousands of foreigners contact me, you know, about Serbia. Hey, does Serbia have electricity? Do they have internet? You know, it's really silly questions, but a lot of people don't know, you know, anything about your country. Your country's been isolated, you know, for years. And, you know, there's so much opportunity here for tourism, and your government doesn't do enough. It doesn't do anything, you know. There's a lot of things here that are really frustrating for me. When I see how people are living, how kids here are so intelligent, and you know, they have such a great mind and great abilities, but the government seems to stamp on that, you know. No offense, I'm not putting your country down, but it makes me angry, you know, to see this. And all these bright, smart kids that I speak to, just at American Corner I just started, talk to all these very smart kids, you know, there. And a lot of them said, you know, I love my country, but I'm going to leave, you know, because I can't make a living here, you know. It's sick, man, you know. Really, really sad. All these people are leaving, and not because they don't love this place, it's because they can't find work that fits their, you know, their knowledge level, you know. It's really sad. You got people here with master's degree that's a waiter, you know, making 1,000 dinara a day, if they're lucky, you know. And that makes me angry, you know. I probably get angrier when somebody talks negative things about Serbia than you do. And believe me, I hear it many, many times. I post a lot of the comments and messages I get on Facebook, and I get a lot of nasty, nasty things from nasty people, you know, about your country, and it really burns me, you know. When they talk about a Serb, it's like they're talking about my family, you know. I don't like that, because it's bullshit, you know, pardon my language. But anyway, your country is very special to me. And I know so many Serbians from all around the world, and a lot of my friends in the USA, they said, why don't you move on? Why don't you go somewhere else and start something else? I'm sick of reading Serbia, 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 you know. But I can't, and I won't, you know. I won't quit, because I get such touching, beautiful messages. Just the other day, I got a message from a 13-year-old girl that just told me how wonderful she thought what I did, you know, how that made her feel, you know. And it was beautiful, you know. And I get those all the time from people, from Serbians in Sweden and Australia and in Canada and the United States, you know, just thanking me, saying that it makes them feel good to, you know, they're far away from home. And, you know, so it really touches me, and it's beautiful, and I really appreciate those messages. I do, you know. And I can't imagine my life without your country. So you've really touched me, and because of that, I get to meet a beautiful Playboy Playmate and a princess, man. Whew, I'm honored. I love you all. Volim vas. And for anybody that's watching this that hates, has negative things to say about Serbia, I don't want to hear it, you know. Beži, bre. Okay, hvala puno, doviđenja. I'll talk to you after I get done with the Playboy Playmate. I need some of that Pirotski Viagra, you know, the Serbian Viagra stuff. Doviđenja, pozdrav.